Are you starting it? Countdown? I don't hear it. But...
School's real hard, your lunch table consists of blocks, so you build a cathedral. You pray so hard that you make friends, maybe you can fit in. And next year hits, same old feeling, so you followed me down the road, so I drove us home. You turned up your song, I turned off my phone. You throw your fit through the towel in and sit in your room. So clearly, you're better off without me. I just thought that I might buy you your favorite overalls, so it can cheer you up and make it alright. I loved you then, I'll love you now. It doesn't matter what your friends say, I'll take you to a fancy restaurant. Look, dessert is on the way. True, you're just 10 and so feeble, but don't say that you're not concerned about failure. Search your mind and ask yourself, is it really that bad? You just know I'll defend you. You're down the road, so I drove us home. You turned up your song, I turned off my phone. You throw your fit through the towel in and sit in your room. So clearly, you're better off without me. I just thought that I might buy you your favorite overalls, so it can cheer you up and make it alright. I loved you then, I'll love you now. It doesn't matter what your friends say, I'll take you to a fancy restaurant. Look, dessert is on the way. So clearly, you're better off without me. I just thought that I might buy you your favorite overalls, so it can cheer you up and make it alright. I loved you then, I love you now. It doesn't matter what your friends say, I'll take you to a fancy restaurant. Look, dessert is on the way.
All right. Hi guys, welcome to an overview disc golf video. We are testing out the live stream today, and we said once we got to 1,000 subscribers, we would do some form reviews, and we just decided to knock out a couple birds, one stone here, test out the live stream, and go into some form review. So bear with us as we experiment and practice things. I'm going to get straight into the form reviews. Let's go here with Dave. I've also got Mikey with me, so if you hear somebody or see somebody, it's Mikey, which you guys don't see a lot of.
I'll be responding in the chat while he goes through these videos.
Okay, sweet. Mikey's on chat while I start going through these things. First, we've got Dave, and let's take a look. He wasn't able to send in a slow-mo, but let's take a look at it anyways. I got a little slow-mo button here. Boom. Snap. Check this out. And that just looks sick. Nice. So, the big thing I think for Dave is if we look through here, we see that he's kind of off balance and he doesn't get a good plant and stuff like that. Now, for that, what I want to do is I want to trace his weight through the entirety of his throw. And I'm going to compare it with a little guy by the name of Paul, who's a beast. Literally the beast. Right? make that smaller. Let me go back. All right, so at the start of the throw here, got them both in similar positions. Let's look up. Notice that Paul's weight is stacked above his left foot here, sort of the inside of his left foot. This is going to be very important moving forward. Right now, we see that Dave's is stacked similarly. Now, the camera angles are not the same, but I think we can get enough info here. So let's move on to the next step. Paul going for the first step here. Boom. Touchdown. Dave's first step. And we already see here that Paul kind of exaggerates this more than other pros. When he pumps the disc forward, he kind of pumps his hip forward. Right, he's got the hip going forward. And we can already see Dave's weight trying to get forward more so in front of or on top of this foot here, where Paul's got his weight centralized barely on the right foot here for a second. What's up, Shiloh? What's up, dog? All right, let's go to the crossover step and make a few observations. Now, no need to pause the video because this is live stream, but if you can spot the difference, spot it. Right? So the how huge, sorry, that's not the way to draw that. How huge this crossover step is, right? Now, Paul's is pretty big right now because he's throwing, this is like hole 1 of the Australia Open probably, so that's like a massive 500-foot hole or something. It's huge. It's big boy distance, right? And so your crossover probably doesn't need to be quite that large. And then notice Paul's weight again, right? Central, stacked up here. We see that Dave's weight is slipping forward a little bit. He's kind of got his weight here, right? So it's definitely in front of his crossover leg significantly, his right leg, right? Boop, boop. Where Paul's is just kind of centered in between the two legs, right? So the first thing that I would definitely recommend is a much smaller crossover step here. And now the right foot touches. Again, Paul's weight stacked on the inside of this left foot. My line's a little off, so let's be super technical here. Stacked on the inside of the front foot. He's got his weight, he's got his weight kind of going two directions here. Wait, we've got his upper body actually backwards, right? His upper body's like backwards. That's not a very good arrow, but it's backwards. And his weight is his weight from his butt is out here, right? You see Paul's butt is back, right? His weight's, look at this, backwards. His weight is like kind of this way. Whoops. Okay.
2 fingers, Josh. Oh my gosh.
I'm not the technically savvy one. Okay. So we've got this kind of bouncing back and forth weight. Let's move Paul forward here. And then Paul here, since his weight is back, now it's shifting and he's pushing off the inside of that left foot. And that's why we get this weight shift here. So it's been waiting for its moment to push here, right? Boom. Here, the left foot's not pushing, and I'll explain why in a second. He's falling onto his front leg. Dave is, right? He's falling this way onto the front leg. And this is why he's not getting a great brace. right? But the guy does a pretty good job with power pocket, and we didn't like blur his face for his safety or anything. It's just not as good of a camera. Isn't that funny? Put like little glasses on him. All right. He's not on witness protection or anything. But yeah, his weight's falling forward on that front foot, and as a result, we see this bunk falling forward, right? Because that's where his weight just fell to. Paul over here, boom, pushes off that left leg, big brace. I'm a beast. Boom. Weight's still back. Notice that the weight is still kind of here right now, right? It moved from the inside of the left leg to more central, and he's bracing against that front leg, so there could be some, I think Seabass called it dynamic balance there. I think that's a baseball term. I'm not super familiar with baseball, but right, and now disc is super far gone, and he hucked the disc about 500,000 feet. Whoops, 2 fingers. Boom, and now his weight's finally over, right? The left leg's come around, boom, and he has this massive, just awesome jump thing, right? So, the solution here, I would say, is one big thing to practice, and I would practice these separately. I would say focus on keeping the weight over the inside of the left foot during your walk-up for as long as possible. That's one thing. Smaller X step is a very easy fix. Let's go back, and I want to track one more thing with the X step. Come on, Paul. Get back there, buddy. Okay, here's the X step. Now, also, side note, I'm not crazy about... Notice how Paul here is touching down with toe. He goes from toe to toe here mostly. There. Notice his weight's kind of shifting backwards towards his butt already because he's touching down with his heel here. So when you practice your walk-up, it's almost like you're staring over a cliff, right? Or walking along a curb. You want your weight more towards your toes and staying over especially the inside, so big toe side of your left foot. I think Seabass has a video that he's done recently that's got like pressure points on the foot for amateur and stuff like that. That's a really good resource. Shout out to Seabass, who's done great things for the disc golf community. And here we go. Crossover step. Oh, yeah. Oh, I already mentioned that. No need to kick that horse. Now look here as Dave's foot comes through the crossover step. Look at what direction it's pointing here, right? He's coming in with the heel. And then once he gets it planted, look at this. It is facing backwards. Let me clear it so that you can see what I'm talking about. Facing backwards. Look how Paul comes into it. He comes in with his foot mostly sideways, a little turned here because he's going to get his hips a little turned. So the foot slightly turned here on plant, and the hips get slightly turned, but they are predominantly towards us. So perpendicular to the target, we would say. And then as we go through, because that foot, oh, I better clear that before it gets ugly. Because that foot is turned so far away, look at where his hips are at. Right, turned away from the target. That's not an accurate arrow. His hips are more like, what, here. Right, way away from the target on this crossover steps. Paul's aren't that turned away. You would think to get maximum rotational power, blah, 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 you would turn them super far or all the way. But it creates some weight issues, and that's why you kind of get into your bum there, into your booty. So that causes this motion right here, where he falls and he starts leaning backwards, essentially, right? Paul is side on, facing us with everything, for the most part, slightly turned away, right? Don't skewer me on all the technicalities here. But look, all the way back, mostly back with the hips. And so he's going to end up falling backwards. You see this motion right here? Boom. This one, where he falls into it. He's not pushing off the inside of the left leg. He's falling onto the right leg. Right? Because his weight, because this foot is too far turned, and because his weight wasn't tracked on the inside of the left leg the whole way. Right? So, practice with your weight on the inside of the left leg, and practice with your hips and your shoulders more so perpendicular to the target, not all the way back behind.
Do you want to demonstrate that, Josh?
Sure. Should I take off the headphones? Probably.
Yeah, and just speak up.
Okay, how far back can I go?
There's good. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
So, essentially, when he gets to this crossover step, he's going and turning backwards like this, right? And I'm assuming the target's back behind me. So he's turning backwards like this with the hips, and then because of that, if your weight's coming this way with this right leg, you're going to fall backwards onto the right leg, which means no brace, right? Boom. And then your balance is going here versus Paul, who when he comes through, this left leg is not as turned on that cross step, and now his hips are just off a little bit, right? You might say somewhere between perpendicular and 45 degrees, right? And because of that, and because his weight's back here, now he can go boom and push off this left leg into the brace, right? So he's moving more so sideways into the brace. That's why you got to get on the front. That's why you got to get your weight on the front left toe, big toe of your left foot.
Big toe.
If that wasn't clear.
That's a big toe.
Yeah, falling. Yeah, John Evans, huge problem. I had the same issue as well. I really had to work on it. I'm really experimenting with my form too. Let me go through these real quick. Can I see? Is there anything I need to address here? Zach, question. Do you agree with Loop Ghost about? First off, before I finish the question, Loop Ghost is amazing. Do you agree with Loop Ghost about how you kind of want the knees of both legs sort of bent inwards? Oh, I saw this video. And I think it's a great question. I think it's a great practice, I should say, because what it does is if you, I think the video was called, was it the one-step drill? I think it was like the one-step drill. And what he did was he has you, for those of you who have not seen it, he has you stand. Might have to zoom out again, Mikey.
Yeah, I got you.
He has you stand from here, right? And he starts from here with his feet together, and he tries to get just balance in the hip rotation in. Boom. But it's hard to do with your feet together, so he says, okay, let's put the feet apart. Eventually he gets to where he puts the feet apart, puts the butt out, and squeezes the knees together. So I would call it the I've got to go potty stance. Right? And I really like this for the feeling of it forces you into the brace. It forces you to have your hips do all the right things for the brace. So I really like it. Now, if we look back at Paul here, in this last step.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay, I'm still getting there. When we look at Paul here on this last step, he doesn't step with both of his knees in together. Right? So he doesn't have the I've got to go potty stance right here. And he doesn't actually get to the stance, right? You could say there, he's in the I've got to go potty stance. But he's just there so ever so briefly. And then he's out of it. But to answer your question, I think that's a great video. I was doing it in the tennis shop the other day, practicing.
Call it the clinch.
The clinch. Yeah. He talks about squeezing everything together, right? So, but what you got to understand about Loop Ghost, Sea Bass, us, anybody that you're learning from is anybody who's worth their stuff. And I'm not saying that we're in their class for sure, but sometimes when you get a drill, it's to exemplify one aspect of the throw, not everything in the throw. So we might do something that exaggerates, the hip movement or one leg or the arm or the pocketing or whatever. And you don't want to be like, well, that doesn't exactly happen during the throw, so that's a useless drill. If the drill is sufficient to get you to feel something that happens and other parts are inaccurate, it's okay. So, yeah. And sometimes we say things like in our forehand form video, got a little bit of flack about, this isn't exactly right, blah, blah, blah. Our goal as coaches is to say things and give you drills that will make sense to your body and fix other problems along the way. So that's just a side note that I really want to say. Let's see. So, yeah, to answer your question, Zach, I do like that a lot. It's called the one-step. I think it's called the one-step drill. Look it up. Okay, cool. On to the next. Dave, thank you for sending that to us. Thank you for subscribing. Who to do here? Let's go with...
I'm going to give y'all a warning. My wife is about to come in the house and my dogs are going to bark, so...
Oh, yeah.
Do not be alarmed. They will not harm you.
Let's go here next. Let's go to Alan.
Alan. See?
Alan. Yeah. So Alan is new to the sport. He told me he's new. And first off, look at this cat. And he's got more muscles than me.
Dude's legs are
Dude,
ripped.
look at that. This guy's going to be... Yeah, I wonder what it looks like he plays, like, those shoes to me look like either golf shoes or indoor soccer shoes, but I can't tell.
Those are so sick.
Yeah, but... Okay, let's watch the throw first. First off, look at the dedication. Going with a standstill because he's new to the sport, smart, right? Not all of us did that, including me. I wanted to move more quickly than I was prepared to do. Let's go super slow-mo here. Hulk smash. I just feel like he's ripping it. Oh, all right. So, I like this a lot. Okay. Now, check this out. Good extension, right? Good extension. I'll have to check the behind view. I don't remember off the top of my head. One thing I see right off is that his disc is up back here, right? Super common problem. Now, when the disc comes out, actually, let me just go straight to the other video real quick so we can see if it comes out nose out like I'm thinking it does. Oop. Oh yeah, the big U. I call this the big U, where the disc starts up top here and does this like U. I had the same issue. It's because we tried too hard. Okay, here we go. Boom. Nose up. Good bit of wobble. Not a lot of spin. Right? So, first off, wobble happens when... Are you guys going to be at the Central Virginia Open? Probably not. I work Saturdays all day. I coach tennis. I'm a full-time tennis coach. So I don't get out on Saturdays. I got to teach all day. Boom. So wobble happens when you have more speed than you have spin. That's why wobble happens, just in the most basic definition. And a lot of ways to lose spin is to release the disc like this, nose up. And when I see the disc go nose up, there are a few things that I really want to take into consideration. One, I want to see this. I want to see the grip first. Right? So there are some times where you can have a grip that lends itself to, let me see if I can make one here. I've been throwing it right for so long. No. I had to fix a grip issue not too long ago myself. Let's see. So if you have a grip where it's like this, where the disc is not in the right part of your palm here, it sits too low, it can be nose up by the time you get the disc flat, right? So you want to make sure that you have a grip that is conducive. See how it's in this part of my hand now? Boom. And that's really hard to do sitting down. It's not very comfortable. All right. So once I get, if this was the back of my pull through, the disc would be on this nose down angle, right? Nose down instead of nose up, right? So you got to make sure that the grip leads itself to that first. That is the first thing I look for. Always check your grips, right? Again, if I were to have my disc like this, where it's in this part of my hand, lower, as opposed to here, right? That's going to be nose up. And no matter what you do with your form, the disc will be nose up, right? So check there first. Prefer the phone up and down or left and right? That's a Mikey question. I will have him answer when he gets back. The second thing I look for after grip is the wrist. If the wrist is up, you will inevitably get this motion here. The celestial U, I have called it. Or you can call it the Josh U, because I had it for a long time. And if I'm working on something different in my form, I will still have it. What's up, Marshall? You're the bomb.com.
Marshall!
So he gets this U, and you think, oh, this is a pullback problem. This is how I'm pulling through the disc, right? This is how I'm getting it in the power pocket, blah, blah, blah. It's not. Usually it's not. The issue is the wrist, because when you have your wrist up like this,
I got you. Demonstration.
when you have your wrist, I already did one without you. Right. When you have your wrist up like this and pull back, in order for the disc to pull here into your chest, into a natural kind of arm angle and stuff like that, it has to do this U, right? And the U motion, when you pull the disc up, is going to cause it to be nose up when it leaves, because you're going from here to here. And so the disc will be nose up. Now to correct that, it's not a pull-through correction. It is a wrist correction. So the thing that they say is, imagine that you are pouring a pot of coffee, right? And get that wrist down so that you get the disc nose down back here, because by the time you go to pull through and all that stuff, it's going to be nose down there. So that's the second thing I would look at. And it looks like there might be a combination of both going on here, if I had to guess, although I cannot see the grip. super well, but I would check that. And then the wrist has definitely got to be angled more down. And some people naturally, when they have a passive wrist, have it more up. You can't do that. You got to have that thing down, right? It's still neutral with the forearm, but it's flat here, right? So it's this angle. And then that translates on the other end. Now, the last thing that people do to try to fix that is they just say lower your reach back, right? Lower your extension. We've got a video on that. I'm going to use the word reach back, blah, blah, blah. We got flack. We didn't get flack. You guys love it. You guys hate it. Doesn't matter. All right. So some people say lower your reach back. That's not going to solve the other two issues, but if you've checked those other two issues, then you might just need to lower your reach back. So there's that. Let me check from the back angle and make sure I'm not missing anything else that he should do. Oh, yes. Yeah, I think, see, his reach back here isn't too far behind his body, right? He should be able to get sufficiently out of his way. Well, here it pushes even further back, right? So just to be safe, I would say pull this arm a little more out. I'm a fan of what's called the wide rail technique, like Paul, where the reach back is significantly to your right, so almost like 6 inches or so further that way. So I'm a fan of that. I would implement that, and those are the things I would start on first. Get your reach back a little wider. Fix all the aforementioned things, and can't wait to see you start hucking some discs, dude, because that will most assuredly, well, maybe it won't, but it should help. The thing is when you start fixing stuff, like in tennis, like you start fixing one thing, and then another problem emerges. So you got to kind of figure out what's causing what. And sometimes you work with a student for a little bit, and this is the issue with online coaching, is because I'm going to tell you to do something, and then I'm not going to be there when you're implementing it. So the problem is that you'll fix it, and you'll change to the correct thing with your wrist. For example, say you fix the wrist, but then there will be a whole new problem.
No.
There will be a whole new problem that emerges that I can't see because I'm not standing there right beside you, right? And then sometimes you got to say, okay, forget about what I told you, go back to the other thing, because coaching is just brain hacking, basically. It's figuring out how to say the things that get your bodies to do the right things. How do we give you the right mental pictures? And so sometimes we say things that are accurate, sometimes we say things that are inaccurate in order to get your body to do the right thing. So that's just a little tidbit there. Seeing guys a video. Clinch. Okay, I did that already, right? Are you guys going to be at the Central Virginia Open? Okay, I talked about it. In Lynchburg, sure, yeah. For the form, did you answer this?
Under what?
For the form critique video, do you prefer the phone up and down or left to right?
The phone?
Like, do you hold it this way or do you hold it this way?
Oh, probably horizontal.
Horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's better for our Coach's Eye app.
Yeah, by the way, the app that we're using is called Coach's Eye. We are not sponsored by them. If they want to sponsor us, we are more than happy. But it's an app that is used in other sports, tennis and whatnot.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah, that'd be nasty. And there's a free version and there's a paid version, right? Or is it all paid?
I think it's partly free.
Partly free. Okay, so we did Dave. We did Alan. Let's do Ross next. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. I have to let it go because I was partway
40
through.
viewers, bro.
Nice.
It's insane.
Yeah, this is crazy. I don't know what you expected, Mikey. I expect about maybe 8 viewers like total for the stream. Like,
I literally
peak.
expected 8 viewers.
Yeah.
Literally. We're the biggest live stream I've ever been a part of.
Yeah. So this is sick. Okay, we're going to watch this one more time, and then we're going to get straight into it. Boom. He's got a tripod, bro. That's so legit. Boom. Okay, here it is. It looks pretty nice, though, right? If you just look, you're like, oh, yeah, that guy hucks. All right. Let's go back through here. Here we go. Boop. So similar to who was it? Not Alan. Dave. Similar to Dave, right? But he's getting his weight moved above the stack here. Now watch here. Watch as this arm starts to go. He's going to start kind of shrugging. Oh, will it let me do it? Nope. He's going to start kind of shrugging this arm. So he starts going, hey. Right, that looks a little uncomfortable. But what I can tell is that he's worked really hard on getting his disc into his chest. So trying to get the disc into the power pocket, right? So I think he really has tried to do this properly. And it's resulted in, we see a little bit of wobble. Fun fact, Ross has a 3-finger grip. Let me talk about that real quick, because he and I sent a few messages back and forth. Again, Ross, go back and watch the grip portion of Alan's when I was talking about this, but Ross's grip is, let me see, or do we have the photo? Don't worry about it, I got it. I'll do it here. Right, so his grip is like this. It's kind of a 3-finger grip with the pinky hanging off, right, like that. Right, and the one thing that I really want to address with his grip is that he needs to get a solid pinch on the disc. It looked like from the photos that he sent, which you guys aren't going to see, that he didn't quite get this middle finger tucked in, so it was more so like here. Focus.
You're going to have to do a little bit more flat, because it's going to want to focus on the thing closest to you.
Oh, so I need to go there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you see how this finger is here up against the flight plate, right? His middle finger, I'm not giving you guys the bird, legit though, his middle finger is like this against the flight plate, and his index finger's here. You've got to get all the fingers tucked and gripping the inside of the rim here, right? They are touching the flight plate, but you don't want your pinch point to be just the flight plate. You got to get them in the rim here. And I think once you find that, I think you're going to find that you can actually comfortably get all 4 fingers in there, and you'll end up having your grip, your grip in the right spot in your hand, right? So it's not here, with the space here between your the disc. You see my royal blue shirt between that? That space is not going to end up being there when you get the solid grip. It's just going to be flat here like this, right? Which I can do with a 3-finger grip. Again, the underside there, Ross, is with my fingers tucked and at an angle versus more like here with the space in my palm, like that. So that's really important. You want those pressure points when you get ready to line up your grip. I think there's not enough looking at grips just in general. And you want to hold it pretty solid so the disc can rip out of your hand.
What's up, David?
David, yes, this is David from the famous David from our first form review ever.
That's right.
So send him some love. The guy's
My
the bomb.
bro-in-law.
So Also here, the reason I asked is because I was looking here at his grip, at his hand. What's up, Colby? I was looking at his hand, and it looks like his hand is closed here, and then the hand opens up here. So this looks pretty good to me, but I wasn't sure that the grip was super solid just because it looked kind of funny to me. So we sent a lot of messages back and forth. So here's one thing for you guys at home. You see how Ross's hand, give me my circle. There we go. Is closed still. It's because he's gripping the disc, right? The disc is going to rip out, and then later his hand will open, right? So he's doing the right thing, but even if you don't actively release the disc, which you're not supposed to actively release the disc snaps out of your hand, rips out of your hand. That's where the snapping sound comes from because your hand wants to stay closed. And the disc wants to come out, so you get whoosh, the finger snapping to the palm. So it looks like he did it right, but even if you do that correctly, you might not get a lot of spin on the disc if your pressure points on your grip are not correct. So here, with the fingers securing that, as if somebody was trying to rip it out of your hand, right? Grip it like that. You wouldn't do that with your fingers touching the flight plate, right? In any capacity, right? You do that with your hands tucked, right? And then the disc rips out. So I really wanted to mention that for Ross's sake before I went into the other stuff on his throw. Let's get the back view. And I spent a lot of time looking at this video because it's kind of trippy on the eye. Here we go. So is walk up. Not bad. The X step's not so bad. Boom. Toes coming down. Good. Hips are slightly away like we saw Paul in an earlier form review. So good. Now here's the thing. What we're going to see is that watch his disc. We mentioned the shrug earlier on. Here comes the disc. And now we've got a mini U, right? And so the disc is rounding, right? We've got a little bit of rounding. Rounding is when the disc goes around your body, right? Not because the disc is not being pulled in a straight line. Discs actually aren't pulled entirely straight. That's a whole nother video. But one thing you can't do is have your disc go around your body here. Around your body a little bit. Right?
See, it's stuck in my head.
Yeah, I'll never be able to say that. It can't go around your body to get to the pocket, to the power pocket, right? So, one thing that needs to happen, that probably looks so weird. I've got a habit of breathing on my discs because my putters, I use KC Pro AVRs, and they are super slick, especially in the cold. So I always breathe on them to get like traction. And people always think I'm kissing my disc. All right. So I was talking about the disc coming straight into the power pocket. Right. If your disc has to travel around your body to get into the power pocket, you are doing it wrong. Right? The disc should go from your reach back, from your extension, and your arm should go from here straight into the 90 degree, straight into the chest. Right? So what I'm going to tell Ross is that he needs to get the disc a little wider, and then he's got to keep his hand fully on the outside of the disc and pull straight into the power pocket. I'm using the word pull. If you're like a super form guru, you might hate me, but I'm going to use the word pull. Okay? So you're going to pull into the power pocket, right? And the arm, the elbow is out away from the body. Look at Ross's elbow here. It's tight to the body. I think the primary cause of that is where his reach back was, right? So here's the elbow, tight to the body, has to go around, right? Because if my pullback is here, my backswing, if you're a Danny Lindahl fan, if my backswing is here, and I pull straight to my chest destination, right? If I'm here and I pull straight in, watch my elbow. Tight. And then check this out. It's a little, I'm already kind of past the power pocket, right? So you got to get the extension away so that when you pull, the disc ends up being here with the elbow separated from the body a bit. Oh shoot, what did I just push? Oh, I don't think that mattered.
Sort of does.
Something about 4 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got you. Lol.
Okay, sweet. You're answering these, right?
Yeah, I'm
Are you guys? We will be uploading this, I think. Or
Yeah, it's uploaded.
yeah. So, yeah. So looking back at Ross here, it goes around his body to get to his power pocket, right? So I would figure out what physiologically works for you to get the disc into the power pocket with the elbow separated. So figure out, just start here, and then push the disc backwards to extension. So start here, and then push the disc back. Colby is trying to get up on my lap hard, right? And figure out where that is, right? And then you can adjust your line to that. So that's it. Make sure you have a solid grip on the disc. Make sure you get those rims tucked into the finger. Get this extension away, right? But you can tell he's put in work. Like, that's the thing about all the videos that were sent to me is, like, I can tell the people that sent the videos have been trying to improve and been listening and trying to put in work. So you just got to make sure that you don't follow too many pieces of advice. Would you recommend the Beto drill for that? I think I got his name right. Beto, I think it is B-E-T-O. I think it's B-E-T-O. Dan Beto, right? So yeah. Anyways, going around his body a little bit. The Beto drill for that. Would you ever not recommend the Beto drill? I don't know. I'm kind of half and half on the Beto drill. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. I know Loop Ghost has some. I think the original one, what is it called? It's like going back from the hit or something like that. Back from the hit with Dan Beto. Yeah, working back from the hit. Anyway, so the Beto drill that he's talking about. Whoops. Oh, dude, I just screwed everything up.
Oh, dude, there's your jacket.
So the Beto drill, Dan Beto starts here with a disc here, and then from here, with a proper power pocket, he just gets you to rip the disc from there. And his point is to try to get people to understand that the hit happens from here, boom, exploding forward. And if you watch the guy do it, he's like, if you watch Dan the Master Beto do it, he's like, and whips his leg and stuff like that, right? So let's see. It is good to understand the hit forward, I think, and then working up to the hit. I would not necessarily recommend it here since he's trying to get the reach back in the right place. So I don't think that drill would help with this. I think once he gets his reach back in the right place, I don't know, you could work on both. You could work on either first, I guess. If you did the Beto drill, then you would learn the feeling from the hit. And I really, really think that feeling the hit is super important, right? That's why I like standstills to start out and forehand to start with the release and all of those things so that you can feel the hit, because that's where all the energy is being transferred into the disc. So if you start there and you feel the energy being transferred into the disc, even if there's no walk up and you don't have the energy from that, and you don't have the energy from a reach back, and you don't have the energy from everything else, right? If you can feel what energy you have being transferred, then as you add those things onto your throw, you can know when you're not transferring that energy properly. So if he was dedicated to doing that, then yes, I would recommend the Beto drill. If you wanted to feel the hit and things like that, I would probably recommend starting with the hit for any throw. If he wants to fix his current form and then work on the hit later, I think that would also be acceptable. And in that case, do what we discussed here. All right. Tips for getting the off arm in tight on the pull. I know I should, and I try. And I've tried hand in the pocket, but I still struggle. Off elbow tends to stick out, sort of chicken wing style. Okay, you are speaking my language, bro. I've got that issue hard. Let's see. I think the key is not to over rotate with the upper body. Let me explain. So the issue, because I have very personally had this issue and still fight this issue. Right, chicken wing style, like this, right? Now, if you look at Garrett Gurthie, he does this. He has his left arm up and it's here, right? And then he does this pendulum style swing where it's very much this loopy golf type swing, right? Instead of more of a pull like this way type swing. So the issue is that we're rotating too far back with our hips and stuff like that, and we just make it too easy for our left arm to get up there, right? Sorry, I'm kind of thinking and processing here at the same time. Yeah, that's a hard one. Without seeing exactly how you're doing it, the left arm is super important because once it goes in, and I think we're seeing this with Ezra, the left arm not just stays here, but ends up going back as a counterweight like the one-handed backhand in tennis. But to get it there, I would recommend... I'll tell you what I'm... So, in short, I don't really have an answer for you. I have not created a drill for it or a tip. But what I am personally going to look into is holding a weight, like a 10-pound weight, and just... is my thing still on? Holding a 10-pound weight and just making sure it goes dead first and then working on the counterweight later. But Garrett Gurthie has the left arm up, chicken wing style, and then it plows in, and then it goes back. So my chicken wing is like when I'm in the pool, hand gets closer to my hip, but the elbow sticks out. Pros seem to have a straight arm when Tyler... Okay, let me work through this. Let me work through this mentally and physically. Yeah, I know that some pros have worked with the hand in the pocket. Right, so you're here. Is this the chicken wing that you're talking about? Your hand gets closer in and then it stays here? I wonder if you could answer that real quick. Zach, if that's your chicken wing, it would be helpful.
It's going to be a while.
Yes, he says yes.
Oh, wow. Low latency, okay. It's a quick response.
I'm not so sure that the height of your elbow matters, right? Except, let's see, if your elbow's out, you don't get this tuck, right? I think so the reason, yeah. So the reason, and I'm kind of guessing here because I've never had this question and have not looked at it super in depth, but when you have this straight arm, you get the shoulders kind of pinching closer together, right? And I can see Paul's image in my head. I don't have Drew Gibson, or else I would. Whoa.
Whoa. 2 fingers if you're trying to do.
Yeah, I was just trying to go backwards.
I got you.
Chicken wing, chicken wing, chicken wing with eagle. Yeah, his shoulders are kind of, at this point, trying to come together a little bit, right? And they can't because they only have so much movement. But it's this left shoulder trying to get to the right shoulder, and then, boom, it leaves. So, I don't know exactly how to fix it for you, but I think the mental image is more of those shoulders trying to connect. So maybe instead of worrying about the elbow, because with your elbow out like that, your shoulder is not doing the right thing. Instead of worrying about the elbow, why don't we worry a little higher up on the arm of trying to get this left arm, this left shoulder into the right shoulder, and see if you can do that while maintaining the power pocket. Because that's what the straight left arm is actually achieving, is the like mini brace for the right shoulder. So, but again, don't quote me too hard on that because I have not studied the like left elbow during pros throws. Just as you mentioned that pros keep it straight. That's what I know. But how to fix it? I would suggest a weight, maybe, very carefully. Or just try to pinch your shoulders together and see if that doesn't screw up everything else while trying that. I don't know. It's kind of experimenting, right? We don't have a bunch of disc golf drills in ways to fix smaller problems like that. So anything for me right now would be a guess or an experiment. But I hope that sort of helps, Zach. Okay, one more form review that we got lined up here that was submitted beforehand, before our 1,000 subs. It's Bruce. And this one I'm really looking forward to. Let's watch it through. Play. Yeah, you see, he starts with his left hand. Actually, it's funny. He starts with his left hand on the inside, and he just leaves it there. And I think that Loop Ghost talks about that. So you can just start with it straight on the left side, and then work your throw around that. Might actually be a better way to do it. And then later try to add it coming into that position. So that'd probably be a much more like coach savvy way to do it. Start it there the whole time. You know, I think Loop Ghost actually has something on that. I didn't watch it, but I remember scrolling past it, just the left arm. So check out Loop Ghost, and he probably has a way to handle that. Yeah, what's up, Colby? All right. So on to Bruce here. Oh, with Bruce, I wanted to read. How many fingers do I got to use to get this to the message? Oh, not that. Not his actual feed.
Gumdrop buttons. Oh no.
Cover it up.
Oh no, not the gumdrop. I'm kidding. All right, I find it.
Here.
You're gonna have to go. Okay, so
oh, it's
literally
here.
Was there? Yeah, there.
Okay, we're doing secret things right now. You guys
There.
can look.
Not my Facebook feed.
If you guys have not liked the Overthrow Disc Golf Facebook page,
Oh yeah, take a moment.
take a moment. like that page there. We don't have a bunch on there right now, but I'm sure it's going to become
Bruce,
more
right?
and more useful. Here we go. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted.
Right there, right? Okay.
Yes.
Hold it. And we're there.
All right, so I wanted to read this because it's super relatable. He says, I can throw a latitude bolt 300 pretty consistently with a hyzer flip. If I really lean into it, 325 maybe, right? Every now and then I'll actually get the timing right and pop one for about 350, right? I throw most comfortable on a hyzer, but in those videos I think I was trying to throw flat, but the form is the same, except I'm usually a little more bent over at the hips. I'm sure you'll mention that in the video, but to me, it feels like I'm not using my hips at all, and I don't know how to or what that's supposed to feel like, and I feel like I don't brace at all. I feel like a lot of us have been there or are there. I'm still going to read a little bit. Then he mentions, I've been doing a lot better at getting the nose down, but I think I'm still a little nose up because my disc fades a lot. Also, I think I have the arm speed, but I don't think I have enough snap to put spin on the disc that I need. All right. So now 3 fingers. 4 fingers. Just not my 4 fingers.
Yeah.
The wrong way. All right. Yeah, so super relatable, right? We all feel like we should be feeling different things and doing much better than we are. So I'm going to address the 2 things because his diagnosis is actually spot on. I'm going to address his nose up angle and his brace. First, I want to start with the nose up angle. Now, we've been here before. If you've been in chat for the last 10 minutes, you can tell me what's wrong with this. Right? TJ, I'm counting on you right here. What's wrong with this right here? And there's a big lag, so I'm assuming that you guys all got it right. He's going around his body, right? Boom. Around his body to get to his release point, which is here. Right? Now, that's right. Rounding. That is exactly right.
And John.
Boom. Here we go. Now look at this. When it comes nose out, I talked earlier in the stream, when it comes out, nose up, I talked about 3 things I look for. 1, grip. Right? I have no reason, looking at the way he's got it, to believe that the grip is wrong. And then the second thing I said when it comes out nose up is that I look at the wrist angle. But that's not wrong either, right? He's, pouring the pot of coffee. His wrist is mostly down, right? So he's got his disc nose down back here. Right? So that's not the issue. Now, here's, boom, nose down here, somehow, nose up there. Let's talk about it. Let's make a few observations. The disc starts up here. The disc leaves down here. Right, so just by matter of fact of, let's go with the side view. Just by way of the, oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this.
2 fingers. Bro, like this.
Oh, it doesn't go any further.
Oh, well, I mean, you can zoom and stuff.
Yeah, you thought it was 2 fingers. But
What were you trying to do?
I was trying to slide them over.
Nah, bro.
Yeah. So let's just check out the flight path of the disc here, right? Disc starts here, leaves here. That is a downward line. That means if you take your disc on the celestial U here, by the time it comes up, even if you have your wrist down back here, it's going to leave nose up because it just left on this angle, this way. And so even if you don't throw it nose up, it's going to leave nose up in reference to its line, the line that it leaves on. So it's not just as simple as saying, fix that line. Let's find out why he throws the line that way, right? And I'm going to show you something. Let's track his elbow, right? So hopefully you're watching. The disc right now and the elbow are level. Let's move forward. Now, the elbow is below the disc. Now, when the elbow straightens out, the disc has to come back on this line here to track with the elbow, which ends up being nose up. All right, let's track it from behind. So watch the elbow. Disc, same height as the elbow. Disc, clearly above the elbow. Right there. Let's see if I can get some zoom. Disc above the elbow. Now, boom, disc following elbow to release point. So he starts throwing this bounce, right? If the disc is up here and your elbow's here, you gotta go. When you straighten out your elbow, it ends up being nose up. So, it's not just that simple, right? Again, we got to find out why the elbow is changing. And it comes back to, oh my.
Not my Facebook again.
All comes back to here. Watch this. Because the disc is pulled behind his body, watch what changes physiologically. I want you to look at his body posture. Upright, a little bit over the disc. Right body posture, right? Correct. Now watch this. Because he has to pull the disc around his body, look at the shift here. He is trying his darndest to stay upright, but check this out. If you look, oh my, what? Look, he's got like a little bend in his back because up top with his shoulders, he's leaning backwards. Right? Because of this, because he has to pull the disc around his body. So in order to pull the disc around his body like that, from here, he's got two options. To bring it way out here outside the power pocket, right, and keep his body upright and do some serious rounding, which is obviously wrong, and this guy's watched a disc golf video or two. Or he can lean back a little bit here, moving his body out of the way, but it's going to change the level of the disc. That's very hard to explain, but let's try again. Boom. Here. Body goes back. Right, and when the body goes back, the disc goes up with it, right? But the elbow doesn't go up. Body goes back, disc goes up. I'm exaggerating because I'm sitting in a chair so I can lean back a little, right? But that's what he's doing. And then, that's where the air bounce comes from, right? That little bit of lean. So, the solution. Very, very simple solution, but it's right here, right? He's got to get this disc more over this way, probably, 6 inches a foot over that way, so that it's clear. And with with guys like me, it's not so easy, right? We got to create a little more space. Right? If you got a little bit of a belly, you got to create a whole bunch of space here and really get over the disc. to create plenty of space for the disc to pass through on that straight line, right? If the disc starts here and stays too close to your body, you're going to have this issue where you end up here with the elbow and then the disc, and then boom, it snaps and you got this air bounce, right? So it's really important to create all the space away from the body to give you room to pull it into the power pocket. And notice, since I've got the room here, I'm not doing this. I'm not going here and tightening the elbow, because I can afford to pull the disc into the power pocket straight. So get that reach back a little further, out to your right, and that will solve a lot of that issue. And he's doing a good thing here. With his hand placement looks good, all those things. So I don't need to adjust that. But yeah, you see he's got to go around here. And he gets the air bounce. Right, so there's that. That was the first issue. The second issue, his brace. Let's talk about the brace. He feels like he's not getting it. He doesn't know what it's supposed to feel like. Let's see if it's more beneficial from this angle to view the brace. Yeah. Now this is where it would be a really great place to, yes, you can watch it full live afterwards. This would be a really good place for the one-step drill that Loop Ghost has. Let's see, what do I want here? What I want to do is compare. Let's see, Paul or Eagle? Paul or Eagle? Let's go with Paul. Yeah, definitely part of the reason that he's losing hip turn power, right? If you pull it around your body like that, you have to naturally kind of rotate your hips here to get it around, right? So let's go here. Here we're going to talk about, oh, it's just one finger will let me move that. Brace.
Someone talked about planting his front foot open.
Yeah, that is definitely part about what we're going to look at here. Right, look at the way he's coming in with this right foot. Look at the way Paul's coming in with this right foot. Notice Paul's knee, his foot is facing, like here, both of them start with the toe down, right? His toe technically gets down first, but look at the angle here. Oh, I don't have my lining on. All right, here's my line, right? Here, right? Look at this. Slightly angled away, and then angled away. Right, so let's move Paul forward a little bit. Boom. Oh, his foot slides. Look at that. There's like a little bit of slide there. My gracious.
The power.
All right. Oh, well, actually, he gets into a similar spot. Let's remove these lines. Let's talk about the leg here. Look how Paul's got this bent back leg. Right, he's already straight. His back leg is very much straight with the knee pointing this way, right? Paul's knee is pointing this way because he's pushing off of this left, right on my screen, left on Paul's body. He's pushing off with this toe here, right? So we've got differing forces here by the two. Again, the featured I have to go potty stance from earlier that we mentioned, where Paul's knees are kind of in a little bit, right? And we got this knee from Paul facing more so this way, right? This knee is already kind of turned forward. And then boom. Big brace. Boom. Rotating on the heel, which is not a bad thing, but let me move him over a little bit. Right? And so no brace. Which, like someone mentioned earlier, who was it? Playing his front foot forward. No, i.e. rear view. Or plant. That'd be nice. I want to rope. Or plant. Oh. A to a wide brace. Plant way too wide reduces ability to brace. Yeah, I think that is partially correct. I think with the reach back, what I'm going to say here might differ depending on who's coaching him, right? Some people might work on something else first. I think since his rotational force is going this way, right, because of the slight rounding that he has in his upper body that we saw earlier, he's opening these hips. I think that those things are causing the opening of the hips. Yes, he is at like 100% power, and there's huge separation, right? I did mention this earlier when we went through Paul's clip. And because of that, right, Paul's separation between his legs is huge. I think the feet are a little too far apart here because this leg is, your right leg is basically straight, right? You need to have a small enough distance to where you can get that leg bent slightly so you can brace into it. Yeah, and that's all I'm trying to show you guys is the bracing technique. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have just like good slow-mo footage of like a pro throwing a 250-foot hole or like a 350-foot hole, I guess, for them. So this is just always the one that I go to. Yeah, I can't say what you probably know what I was about to say about like something that I wanted, but I can't say it.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I wish I had to do comparison, but it's hard, right? These are the tools that we have. Now, if you go out there and you send me a pro's footage of them throwing a shot on a 350-foot hole, I will love you forever if you have the rights to it and send it my way. That'd be great. Okay, so yeah, the brace is a little too wide, or the step is a little too wide. I think all of this is caused by what he has to do with his upper body. There's room for argument there. It should be flowing from the lower body, right? All good form would flow from the lower body because that's where you get your energy from. But because he goes around his body with his swing here, his hips are opening up early. This leg's swinging, around. Everything's going around here, right? This is going to go from here, and it's going to go whoosh, around, right? And so he's using more rotational force because his upper body is necessitating it than he is the forward force to get a good brace. So it's really hard to work on both of those things at one time. Let's see. I've been talking for so long that I don't remember if I hit all the main points.
You definitely did.
On this video. If there was something not clear there, please let me know. There's probably a lot of it not clear. Let me go through some of these comments and see.
You can scroll with their mouse.
With this?
Yeah,
cool.
Go for it.
Yeah, I just want to see.
Oh, wait, give me the mouse real quick.
Okay, it's yours.
Okay, I'm just going to go to the chatting. Okay, now go for it.
Okay. My form is close. I'm assuming that was so close to where I want it. Good. Falling Creek, i.e. rear view. Oh, I got to go up and see his other comment. Oh, I don't see it. i.e. rear view. Oh, must have been responding to something I said. Falling Creek. Good. Love you guys. Check in later. Love you too, Marshall. You're the best dog. Planting his front foot open. Yeah. Again, I think part of that, he should... Yeah, we talked about that. Plant way too wide, reduces ability to brace. Again, I would say that that's part of what he's doing to compensate for the rounding on the reach back. But agreed, for sure. Too wide of a brace doesn't let you do that because the wider you step, the more open your hips have to be. Someone who does have a really wide brace is Tanner. Tanner Disc Golf. What's his channel name? I think it's Tanner Disc Golf. Tristan Tanner. Tristan Tanner Disc Golf.
Oh, Tristan Tanner?
Yeah, super wide brace, and it works because of a few different things. But there are instances of a wide brace working. But yes, of course, for anybody, too wide of a brace would not work. I'm being nice. I want to roast. You can roast me if you want. I don't care.
Didn't know if he was talking about you or if he's talking about the person's form.
Oh, don't roast them. They're just... Loop Ghost actually just did a video about this, talking about knee pressures and such. Yes, I would look at Loop Ghost for sure. Loop Ghost and Seabass are both very, very, very technical instructors. So if you dig that sort of thing and you can work your way through that, go to Loop Ghost, go to Seabass. But man, he got that left arm tight. He does, dude. You can tell he's worked on some solid stuff. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay, sick. All right, I'll do it. Tristan is so good and he is young. Yeah. Where's the super chat? I have no idea. What is super chat? I think that's where people send us money. Oh, you know what? I don't think we have super chat because we're not monetized yet. We've got the subscriber count, but we've got the subscriber count, but we don't have enough watch hours.
Trying to hit that 4,000 watch hours,
Yeah.
bro. This live stream will help. Yo, we just lost the feed. I need a new battery. ASAP.
Oh, from that camera?
I got it.
Well, I'm still here. Okay, Jay Morris just sent something. Super chat is where you can throw down some coinage to donate and get your message noticed. That is all of the above are true. Thanks for the videos. They're a big help. Yes, absolutely, Drew. Bye, guys. Oh, we're still here. Hopefully you can still hear us.
Yeah, we're back. Oh my gosh.
All right.
I just need batteries.
Hey, somebody sent a, how many watch hours do you need? YouTube, you need 4,000 watch hours, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
So somebody
live
just
stream
sent us a
made
video.
over
Can we
there.
take a look at what was sent?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We might be able to do one more, and then I do need to go back to the...
I mean, there are a lot of people that send us videos. We can do it in the
Dude,
next
I just saw the title. FD 470 feet-ish, full power. Are you just wanting... Bro. If you throw a 470, then...
You're like me.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Mikey here actually hucks. It's far. Like,
That's right.
he's knocking on 500. Like, not internet distance 500.
484. I almost died. I almost fell over.
Yeah, he throws far, but his form is not great. So he'll be in the 650 club if he gets his form. He's a big, tall dude. I mean, you guys have seen Mikey, I'm sure.
No, I haven't.
You haven't. Okay. How do we get the latest form on here?
Bro. I mean, okay. Let me think about this.
Well, there's an email right up here.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta stop touching the mouse.
Yeah, stop touching the mouse. I got it. I need to go to overthrow.
To give the entertainment to the people.
Yeah, I got you. Ooh, dang, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This is
6,
Colby.
7. Who do we want? Jay?
Oh my gracious.
Do we want Jay?
700. Oh, Hillbilly Heiser's on here. That's such a great name too.
Let's do Jay.
Okay, let's see the 470. Everybody wants to see the big dog eat.
That's right. Oh, bro, was this a YouTube video, bro?
Oh.
Yo, I can't download that.
Oh. Jay, it's got to be
come on, bro. It's got to be the.
It's got to be something that we can download so we can put it into
Jay
our.
probably just took this video
stuff.
from like. I'm kidding. it's not even Jay. It's just like some random person throwing 470.
Okay.
Yeah, we need like the actual file, not a link to the file, right?
Yes.
We're not gonna give you free. No, I'm kidding. Free YouTube views.
All right, pick one. I don't care which one we do.
Watching live stream, doing it, touch form. I'll see. Well, Nick was the first person. Nick.
Polymorph.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh,
Hey.
dude.
Let's go.
Yes. Somebody just sent us a Page Pierce slow-mo
That's gonna be sick.
that they had the rights to and everything.
Okay,
Oh, we
let's see.
love you.
So we
Page
got
Pierce is tight,
Nick.
bro.
Polypunrobable. So we download that, and then I gotta send it over to this, and then you can upload it.
We'll put Jay's form next to Page Pierce's form.
All right. Share.
How far does she throw? 500 probably. I bet she hits 500.
Paige, dude, she's a beast.
Kabombs.
I bet she does throw 500.
So you're airdropping it to here.
Yeah, and then and then you can just upload it. It goes to yeah, and then
I'm gonna let you do it. Well, for the most part, I mean, we're not getting off yet, but this has been a very successful test run of the live stream.
yeah, what the heck? I did not know what to expect. Y'all all came through.
Let me read some comments. Drink some bubbly water.
Okay, some of these show up like at different points depending on when. What even?
The only form guys requesting non-YouTube videos. Yeah.
What? How do? Well, I guess that does make sense.
I guess they just pull it up from
We're
YouTube.
trying to put it through our app, so we're trying to get it uploaded.
Yeah. We've got to download the video so we can put it in Coach's eye, so we can draw lines and stuff.
Exactly.
Lines are very important to me. Squigglies and all that.
So some of these videos get like lost because it.
Bro, chacho.
I don't know. It's like a bunch of me stuff.
Just import them all. No, it's not either of those.
Dude, I'm not even seeing them. Okay, let me just look at this real quick.
Well, this was good that we tried to pull one up because we found out that we don't know how to do it efficiently. Oh.
Yeah, that's very
This
true.
video is playing on TV using
Yeah,
it.
it thinks that because it's hard to explain. Would like.
She's in the 430 to 450 range.
Can I browse? Like what?
Sweden, yes. I love you. I've never been to Sweden. I lived in Germany for a few years, traveled around Europe a bit. So, but Sweden would be sweet.
Downloads. Yeah, this is definitely a test. What are you doing?
I'm reading the chat.
Oh. From Sweden, much
Screen record my throw, then do it. You have my permission.
Screen record his throw. Okay.
Oh, bro, yes. Zach Page, you are the bomb. We're getting so much. Here's a cool thing is I actually got permission from Eagle and from Simon to use footage from their channel for form analysis and comparisons and stuff like that. We were gonna use it for the forehand video. I was trying to get a slow-mo from Eagle's analyzing his own forehand form video, but he didn't have a slow-mo where he just went all the way through. And that's really what I was looking for.
I found him. He's just right there.
Okay, sick.
Oh my gosh.
Who is this again?
This is somebody.
Somebody.
This is Nick.
Nick.
This is Nick. Alright, Nick. Here we go.
All right. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Jay says, "You have my permission."
We like express written consent. Thank you. So, the left foot. So he's going to do like a 3-stepper here.
Oh, thank goodness this dude sent it in slow-mo.
Okay. Interesting. Yes. Okay. I'm going to have to watch this through like twice probably. But let's go back here. So I'm just going to do this as I go through. And then this is going to be showing you guys how I analyze form basically. You're going to see it. So, first thing I notice is that he's already turned this foot away from the target. Right? And so I thought he was going straight into his X step here because I saw that. But what he does here, watch this. Boom. He gets, notice the foot shift here. And both feet, which means that the hips are already going to start turning away from the target. Remember when we saw Paul? Let's go. Yeah. Remember when we saw Paul here? Watch this. Boom. His hips are here. That's actually more like his belly button. His hips are here. Right? Facing us, basically. Right? And the reason that happens, in part, is because his foot is facing us at this point. Right? So what you want to do, basically, is you want to go 90 degrees. It's going to go like this. Whoops. Clear. It's going to go, perpendicular to target, and then roughly 45 degrees, slight cross. Right? Angle, and then the next foot's going to be planted with a slight angle. Right? And then go. Right? What we see with you is instead of that, oh, I should have kept that up on the screen. I'm a dummy. But what we see with you is that you've got this angle. Thank you. Angle. Hips are 100%. Well, okay, maybe not 100%, but like 90-something percent already away from the target. And if you remember, oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. 2 fingers?
Closer, dude.
Dude, what?
You're trying too hard. Just do normal 2 fingers. Like close together. Not sideways, not like this, like this.
Dude, I don't
like
think.
Like this. Not like this, like this.
Nope.
How are you not doing this?
Doesn't work like that, bro.
Use your fingertips, not your, bro.
Okay, would you move that sideways for me, Mikey?
What, this?
Oh, you got to pinch a little bit, I think, because you did it by pinching.
I don't know, man. I don't know what I do.
Okay, now look at your hips. Here we go. Boom. And now we've got this back foot facing entirely away from the target, right? Which means, how are you going to push off? If your foot's like this, how are you going to push off of this toe here? You can't. Right? Because you turned your hips back too early, and that was with your feet, right? And so now what you're doing is you're rotating and activating your hips, but you're not activating your hips because your foot pushed with them. You're activating your hips because that's what you are supposed to do. Right? So, and the chat is dead. Sorry, guys. I killed it. Boom. And because of that, you cannot push into that front leg, embrace that front leg. Right? So if I were you... Oh. And then who had this problem? You've also got the upper body problem. So I'm going to give you both problems that you got. You've got this... you need to look at Alan. You need to look at Alan's form review that we did earlier and see why you've got this. You need to pour the coffee, right? Make sure that your wrist angle is down here, not up. Make sure you got solid grip. Go back and watch Alan's. What is this guy's name again? I'm so sorry. What is your name?
Nick?
Nick.
It's Nick.
So Nick, go back and watch Alan's. You've got the same issue up top that he had, where you're going to end up coming out nose up. Look, the celestial U here. Because of your wrist angle, go back and watch Alan's, and that will give you everything you need to know Probably. Everything you need to know. Is that arrogant?
Look at everything you need to know.
That'll give you a good start, at least, of what you got to do to get this celestial U out. You got to get the disc reach back to the right spot. Go watch Alan's thing. But yeah, for your feet and for everybody watching at home, the footwork goes. Let me do this. The footwork goes right foot if you're a righty. Sorry, all the left-handers. It's going to go straight. Shoot, where's my line? It's going to go straight. Slightly turned. Slightly, shoot. Okay, there we go. Slightly turned. Give me my line, bro. Slightly turned. There's a huge line. Boom. And if you got any steps before this, if you got another step before this, like if Paul had one, it would be straight. So it goes straight, straight, angle, angle.
Yep.
Straight, straight, angle, angle. And that'll get your hips doing the right things. Yeah, you're already rotating too far back. Zach, did we give you everything you needed on that? No, this is Nick.
Yes. Well, Nick
Sorry,
isn't even in the chat. He's probably one of the first people to...
Nick, East Coast. Yeah, he's right there. Isn't that him?
Maybe. That could be the Nick.
Thank you so... Oh, can we look here and find out if that's him? Anyways,
No.
if this is you, I hope that helped. Screen record my throw. Then okay, so we already read that.
Yeah, he gone.
We are listening.
He's gone.
Everyone is paying attention so closely. I love that. No, bro. This is Nick Alexander.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Nick Alexander, Josh.
I don't know you.
I don't know you.
Okay.
I don't know
I
if
do
I
know
want
Nick
to.
Alexander, and this is not him on my screen. Okay.
Let's wrap it up.
Wrapping it up. Guys, thank you so much. This was a huge, huge success on our end, we think. If you guys hated it, let us know. We love that kind of feedback. We love being hated. If you keep this up, I'm going to send a video from Sweden. Do it. Do it. Let us know what you feel like the live stream would be most beneficial for on our channel. I have seen some people kind of rapid fire go through form stuff. I'm a little more long-winded. Yeah, if you like the fact that we did a live stream form reviews, sweet. The next thing we're going to do, I think, is either explaining what timing is, or we're going to get started on the forehand series. So we're not going to do one chunky video. The vote was massively in favor of the forehand series. So we're going to plan on doing that. All right. Peace out, Girl Scout. We will catch you later.